We're already halfway through the WNBA season, so let's talk some rookies as we enter the All-Star break coming up very, very soon.
You are Locked On Women's Basketball, your daily podcast on women's basketball. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome, you are Locked On Women's Basketball. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast and on YouTube. My name is Hunter Cruse. I'm your Saturday host covering the WNBA, prospect scouting, and I'm joined today by my co-host Lincoln Shafer. Lincoln contributes to our WNBA draft coverage here at The Next and Locked On Women's Basketball. To start off this episode, we'll talk about some rookies. Lincoln, what's the first rookie that you want to get to today?
Actually, I really enjoy talking about Rickea Jackson's game right now. She's such a smooth scorer. She's the Sparks are trying to find interesting ways to get her involved in the offense. She has opportunity to go score some buckets, and that's what she does well. She's right around league average true shooting, which is pretty solid for her shot diet. She's taking a lot of these pull-ups and has looked better on spot-up threes than I kind of imagined than she would. She's driving. She's just a professional scorer.
Yeah, I would just say her shot profile, you can tell that Kurt Miller and them, they want her to take a more modern shot diet. Like you said, a lot of threes, a lot more threes than she did in college. Yeah, 50 catch and shoot threes, 32%. She's actually better on guarded catch and shoot threes compared to unguarded. Dribble jumpers, similar to as it was her senior year, it's down to 29%. But I would just say for Rickea, we've mentioned it before, but this entire season or the rest of the year, it should be about getting Rickea the reps and figuring out what you have in your other players. No Cameron Brink. You're not going to make the playoffs this year. In all likelihood, it would be a massive shocker if they did. So the thing is, what do you have in Rickea, and how can you continue to put her in positions to really, get these reps and kind of work through her mistakes as well?
Yeah, how does she work together with De'Arica Hamby in the front court, whether she's playing the 3 or the 4? Because she's proven that she is good enough to be with that franchise long term. Just kind of see what you have, see how they fit together, see what she can do defensively, and just try to put her in positions to succeed no matter what else is going on the court around her.
The thing is, for me, is they need her to be a 3. If not, she's probably just like the best player off your bench, honestly. If you have Hamby, you have Cam Brink, she has to be a 3 in that starting lineup. If you don't feel comfortable with that, just let her get buckets off the bench. That's like how I see her career going. We talked about it throughout the college season. It's just like, is this the best avenue for her to be this bench scorer? But if she can develop as a catch-and-shoot shooter, she's shooting 35% on catch-and-shoot threes. She's able to attack closeouts, run some second-side ball screens. If she can do a little bit of that, she could probably play the 3 if the defense is better. But for a rookie season, it's as good as you could ask for.
Yeah, and just finding different ways to impact the game, even when the shot's not falling, is going to be huge for her to try to play the 3. It's like you said, it's a season to experiment, to mess around and find out what they've got. Ari McDonald has looked better over the last month than she did in the first part of the season, and they're just trying to find things, see what you got, see what you can do. Who do you want to talk about next?
I want to just read this Caitlin Clark stat real quick, just because what she's done over the last 10 to 15 games is some of the best point guard play we've ever seen. Over the last 10 games, she's averaging 19 points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds on 45% from the field, 37% from 3, 89% from the line. She is actually the only player in WNBA history to have 100 assists and make 25 threes over a 10-game stretch. You pretty much have to drop that.
Good?
Seems pretty good to me. You have to drop that like 10 lower just to find the next player, 10 lower threes to find the next player, and you get a bunch of Courtney Vandersloot seasons. But we've truly never seen a point guard that can has this pull-up shooting gravity from deep and is this level of passer. We've had it with Becky Hammond. There's some other players we've had, but Caitlin being this 6-foot guard that can pull up from anywhere, it's insane what she's doing right now. And I don't care about the turnovers. That's one other thing. It doesn't matter how many turnovers you have if you are still running 10 assists to 5 turnovers. It's the same as someone having 5 assists and 2.5 turnovers. I understand 5 assists is a lot, but you have to consider she always has the ball in her hands. So, insane stretch.
She's currently just under 8 assists per game, and probably, how many games do they have before the Olympic break? She probably won't break the rookie assist record before the Olympic break, but it is easily within sight for the whole season. That record held by the great Ticha Penicheiro. But yeah, she's just a very good basketball player. She has incredible passing vision, incredible passing accuracy. The shooting is not quite where we thought it would be. She started slow, but it's coming along. Like you said, 37% from 3, and she doesn't miss free throws. She's the most efficient scoring rookie, which is like pretty impressive when you take into account her shot diet. She's taking so many difficult pull-ups, and she has a 58% true shooting percentage, which is, I think, 5 to 6 percentage points above league average, which is just absurd. Just a very, very, very good basketball player. The defense has been really good this last week, too. She was, 2 blocks from a 5x5?
She had 2 back-to-back 2-block games.
Yeah, she had a game. I know she had a game this week where she had 15 points, 10 assists, 5 rebounds, 5 steals, and 3 blocks or something like that. Just absurd stat collection.
And even though the shooting isn't 40% or anything, 32% on pull-up threes is not bad for a rookie.
Yeah.
Also 38% on catch-and-shoot threes, very good mark. So it's all going to work out in the end. She's going to she's putting together a potential all-W season. I don't know if we want to get there, but it's possible that she gets there by the end of the year if she keeps this up.
It's possible, yeah. And another rookie who's doing things that no rookie has done before, Angel Reese is on pace to set not just the rookie record, but the WNBA record for rebounds. She's just under 12 rebounds a game. She could, it is within reach to put up the number 1 rebounding per game season in WNBA history as a rookie this year, which is just really, really impressive and kind of absurd. We knew that she was a great rebounder coming out of college. We knew that she'd never stop hunting those boards, but it's been more effective than I thought it would be. The offensive rebounding is always going to be the offensive rebounding, but she's kind of single-handedly making the Sky an average defensive rebounding team, which is pretty impressive because when she's off the court, they are 10 points worse than league average in terms of defensive rebounding. They just can't grab a rebound when Angel isn't on the court. And she's doing things defensively that are very important for her going forward, getting her hands in passing lanes. She's providing some amount of weak side rim protection. She's not going to ever really be a primary rim protector, just something we've talked about. But if you're playing with Elizabeth Williams and Camila Cardoso, it's not as important that you be a primary rim protector. But Angel has been very, very good.
And it is rare to see a rookie with these on-off numbers as well. Whenever she's on the court, they are a plus 2.8. Whenever she's off the court, negative 17.7. That is the lowest of any player on the Chicago Sky. So even though the efficiency isn't great, she creates so many opportunities with her rebounding that this Chicago offense, we've talked about it before, they have no shooting whatsoever besides Marina Mabry, and she's still able to make them a decent offense just because of her rebounding, having Kennedy Carter there as well. So it's been a great rookie year.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so let's get to our first break, and then after we'll talk about some other rookies across the league. Passion drive, and patience, the formula for winning championships is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance: superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to make the car the MVP and bring home huge wins. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only, exclusions apply. eBay Guaranteed Fit, only available to U.S. customers. If you didn't know already, Locked On Sports Today brings you can't-miss analysis, opinion, and news, streaming 24/7 on YouTube or the free Amazon Fire TV channel as app, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. So moving from talking about Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, as well as Rickea Jackson, what have you seen from Camila Cardoso over this last stretch? And yeah, where are you just at overall in her rookie season?
Camila is very tall. That is a helpful thing for her. She's averaging, I think, 8 rebounds a game. There are moments when you can tell that she's a rookie. There's some struggles, positioning and finishing has not been the greatest for her. She has moments, but she also has moments where she looks like she could be a starting center in this league for the next 15 years. She's just so smooth athletically that it really is pretty rare to see someone at 6'6", 6'7" move like that up and down the court. And the way that she moves is it's very impressive. She's kind of struggling, but, she's not in the best situation for her. The interior passing has been big for her. She's always had good passing vision, and she can make some of those kick-out passes over the tops of defenses that really catch your eyes. But that sort of high-low interior passing for her has been very important. Probably because they have no spacing.
Yeah, I do have some long-term concerns with this front court. Just overall, they both occupy similar areas. Like you said, both haven't been good finishers. They're pretty much the two worst finishers in the league in terms of like front court players. So I am curious to see how much that improves. I would bet on Camila being a better finisher just because she's 4 inches taller, but to be 6'7" and being like a 40% finisher, there's probably some concern there. So I am curious to see what Teaspoon does with his front court long term. Neither can shoot. You have Kennedy Carter as well that can't shoot. So I think right now, though, that's probably just an issue you worry about a year or two from now. And right now, you just play your young players, figure out what you have with everybody around them. And definitely, like you said, really solid rookie season for her.
Yeah. I've also enjoyed Aaliyah Edwards. She cuts hard, she rolls hard, she makes passes that she needs to make. She hasn't been able to step out to the three yet. She started taking a few, which is very interesting for her long-term development because she's always been so good from that 15 to 18-foot range. But she's getting a lot of minutes with Shakira Austin out, which sucks because watching Aaliyah and Shakira together would be even better. But, she's putting up solid stats. She's been pretty good and is continuing to grow. That's the thing for rookies is you can't really judge them off the first 2 weeks of the season. You have to keep watching how they grow, what changes, what parts of their game are like continuing to develop through their rookie year, and what parts are kind of more already set in place.
Yeah, for sure. Some other players, someone else, Julie Van Loo, I would say her efficiency has definitely not been there from the start of the year, but still 5 assists, second among all rookies. What have you seen from her as well?
She's such a fun passer. She has those skip passes. She's made the Belgian national team again. She's going to be on their Olympic squad, which is going to be a very fun Olympic squad, by the way. Eva Miesemann is just one of the best players in the world. So fun to watch. But Van Loo, she's kind of like, it's a weird way to say it, but she's kind of like 60% of Caitlin. She's throwing these wild passes. She's taking these pull-up threes. She's not making as many of them, but she's like playing the same Cavalier style, where she clearly has the green light from Coach Eric Thibault, and like is just kind of doing whatever she wants. She's running the offense. She's taking these shots in rhythm, out of rhythm, off leaners, and just kind of wherever. It's important for a young developing team like that to have a sort of steady presence, and she's been able to provide that for them for the most part.
One player I've been enjoying, and I'll give you credit, you were early on Leonie Fiebich. You took her in our under 25 draft before she ever played a WNBA game, 24 years old. She was drafted in, I believe, 2021. She was 2020 around there. She was drafted a while ago. Still only 24 years old.
24 years old, so which
she doesn't turn
means
25 until
drafted
January.
4 years ago.
Yeah, does it?
Yep. So that would
Super
be the
young.
21 draft or 20.
Yeah, she's younger than a good amount of rookies. Like there's
Younger
like
than
she's
Lula
the same age as
by
Kate Martin.
2 years. Mm.
Yeah, same age as Kate Martin, same age as Stephanie Suarez. They're both 24. It's insane that she is a true 6'4" wing, and I couldn't imagine a better system for her than New York. I know some teams would see 6'4" and they'd put her in the post, just because she's really tall.
She's been
but like
playing the two.
she's been playing the 2. They've had her playing the 3. There's been some games where they'll put Stewie and like Benijah Laney at point guard, especially whenever Sloot was out, Sabrina was on the bench, and they had Fiebich like running like this gigantic lineup with her at the 2. Like she provides so much flexibility to you.
Yeah, you can play these lineups where you have 3 players that are over 6'4", and then also Kayla Thornton, and it's just so much switchability. She's just a super fun, connective role player. She's going to hit these threes. She's going to play defense 1 through 4, really. She's, like, you can put her at the point of attack. I remember they had her guarding Caitlin in one of their games against the Fever. She's just got so much length, and she moves really well for her size. Truly, truly a wing. Shout out to our friend Bobby Munnery at Her Hoop Stats. He's the one who first told me to watch some Leonie Fiebich last year when she was playing for, I think, Castor Brains, or one of the EuroLeague teams. But that was my first exposure to her, was watching some of her EuroLeague stuff last year. She really is just such a productive, connective role player and a really important piece for a championship-level team.
Yeah, she's starting for the number 1 team in the entire league, 24 years old. For me, I would say there's probably some limited upside here just because there's not much pull-up shooting. But if you're talking about a player that can defend multiple spots, can shoot at 6'4", that is a starter on a title team. And that's like someone where if we're doing our draft grades, if she was in this last draft, I don't know where you would take her. Like she's
probably inside the top 5 or 6.
And that's what I'm saying. Like the skill set is so valuable that even though she is a little bit older, like she's still really young. She's still got a lot of growth to go. I'm excited to watch her as well with Satu and Nara Sapple on that Olympic team as well. That's gonna be very fun.
Oh yeah, lots of size, lots of versatility. Very interesting things happening.
Just put Satu at the 1, Fiebich at the 2.
I mean, hey, that would be really fun. Just play a lineup of all 6'4" players. That's probably the move for Germany.
They might actually have to do that though. Like it's possible.
Yeah. Please be healthy, Satu.
Please. Same with Nara Sapple too. Like she deals with it too as well. But after the break, we'll give our Rookie rankings are what do we have for Rookie of the Year right now, and a little bit more. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional cost. Stop comparing yourself and start focusing with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/LockedOnNBA today to get 20% off or 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/LockedOnNBA. To close out segment 3, we're just going to quickly go through where we're at on the Rookie of the Year. I'm guessing you have Caitlin 1.
It's close. I think I'm still leaning Caitlin 1, but Angel is making it a race, a real competition here.
My thing is, and why I lean Caitlin is, I think overall, I just think the skill set is more valuable in terms of in terms of like what she's doing. I just think the adjustment process for a point guard in this league is so tough that, the efficiency, even like you mentioned earlier, very efficient numbers for a rookie with her usage, with her on ball opportunities, and what she's doing for this team. So I think Caitlin 1 for me, Angel 2, and then a semi-massive gap from there.
It's a pretty solid gap.
Yeah.
For me, I think I still would lean Rickea 3rd.
For sure.
And then take your pick of European for 4th, 5th. I think I would probably go European or Mystic, because I think that for my 4-5, I'm kind of in between Van Loo, Aaliyah Edwards, and Phoebus right now.
I want to have Phoebus on my all-rookie team. Like, I want to.
Yeah. The stats aren't necessarily popping in the same way as they are for other players, but she's just such an important role player and connective piece. I've said connective piece like 4 times in this episode. I'm sorry for that.
I mean, she is a connective piece. You gotta say it a 5th time right there.
She do be connected. Yeah. But it's there's a pretty clear top 3 to me.
Yeah.
I think Camila could crack that if she gets into a place where she's playing more minutes and scoring more efficiently moving forward. But just the gulf in games played and minutes right now, because she's just not getting as many minutes, whether that's because Isabel Harrison is scoring the ball better or somebody else is doing something else better. That's not up to me to decide, but it's just kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, someone that's not going to make all-rookie team, we didn't talk about already, is just what J.C. Shelton's done over what is, like the last 9 games for her, or if you extend it to the last 10 games, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 43, 38, 80 splits, positive assist to turnover ratio. Like, she's been really good. I wouldn't say she's going to make the all-rookie first team. If there was a second team, probably makes it. But she's been solid starting for a WNBA team, even if it is the worst team in the league. She's still starting, so she's been fun.
She looks like a WNBA player. She looks like someone who's going to be around for a couple of years, play a lot of solid basketball.
Yeah, I just think my main takeaway from this rookie class overall is that we mentioned it before we recorded. Everything we've seen isn't surprising. Like, we knew Caitlin would be a fun pull-up shooter. We knew she would have some struggles with turnovers and similar stuff there. We knew Angel would get a lot of rebounds. We knew she would probably struggle to finish. Same with Camila.
We knew Cam Brink would block a lot of shots.
Yeah, there's nothing been too surprising. I don't know what I would say is like the most surprising thing. Maybe it's that Kate Martin. Probably for me, it's just that Kate Martin's been able to give some WNBA minutes. Like, I didn't think she was going to be this ready.
Yep, that's fair.
But I think overall, like, this rookie class is definitely deeper when you factor in Van Loo, Phoebus. Like, this is a really solid rookie class overall. But
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to watch them. I'm excited for the second half of the season. Um, we're just gonna see. There's a lot of rookies playing important rotation roles on teams that are fighting for the playoffs. It should be a very interesting last month of the season after the Olympic break.
and that is the biggest difference between last year. Like Aaliyah wasn't on a
Yeah.
playoff team, Horson wasn't, Diamond was injured a lot, Dorka was playing a little bit, Zaya wasn't on a good team either. So
Right.
we're gonna see some rookies in the playoffs, which is fun.
Gonna be very fun. Yeah.
But thanks for making Locked On Women's Basketball your first listen every day. Join me back next week for continued coverage of the WNBA, women's basketball. Olympics is coming up as well. Make your second listen Locked On Sports Today, the first ever national sports 24/7 streaming channel on YouTube. Have a great rest of your weekend, everyone.